जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Are you guys and girls troubled by the chaos around? There's so much happening, there's so much chatter on social media, so much negativity. You've come to the right place to listen to two wise heads in the studio. Mr. Harsha Bhogle, Mr. Bhattacharya. Lots of stories. Match number 41. Two 40-year-olds.
This is the... Oh, okay.
I was looking for the 40-year-olds.
This is the great advantage of working with Joy Bhattacharya.
Which
People
is?
assume that because he is wise, the person alongside him by the company he keeps might also get wise, and see you got conned into saying that about me. So thank you very much. Please live with this lie.
Now, these two will offer such insights that might just help RCB salvage their campaign. Can it be salvaged? It's a question that's being asked all across India, more so in Bengaluru.
Do you know why that Bangalore continues to be the IT capital of the world? Because millions of Bengalurians every year sit and calculate how RCB can make the playoffs. The amount of mathematics that goes into it, it powers the IT industry.
They need some kind of AI toy to make things happen for RCB. Where are they on the points table? Why are they at 10? They won 1 and they've lost 7. They've lost 6 in a row, in fact. And things are getting worse with each game. Things are just not working out for them. Hyderabad, meanwhile, if they win tonight, playing at home, they will go closer to RR, who are at 14 points. So, Bengaluru then. Can they still make it through to the playoffs? Sean Pollock's favorite website, scenarios.com, has thrown up a few numbers, sir.
Have they? I'd love to see those numbers. I've seen a first draft, but I think if you want to figure out how they can make the playoffs, you'll need to go into the 8th, 9th, 10th draft. It will also include giving sleeping pills to every player of the opposition and a second dose before play starts. No, I mean, I'm being serious. Look, I had RCB in my list of 4 qualifiers because I genuinely believed they had that ability. And I said that because Faf had a good season last year, but also because of Kohli, because of Patidar. I thought Green up the order could be explosive. I thought they had the ingredients to keep posting big scores. Their bowling was not like wow, but I thought they had the ingredients to keep posting big scores. What I'd like to see today is post a score. I don't know what's happened in the toss. Are they batting first? Post a score. Tell Sunrisers Hyderabad, you know what, you think you're damn smart making 270 batting first. Now we are going to make 230. Let's see how you chase it. And I think they go with that belief, and that's what DK has talked about before the game. In your mind, don't think 7 to 12 are quiet overs. Go 220, 230. I'd love to see SRH chase down 220, 230.
SRH, new test awaits them because RCB have won the toss and they've chosen to bat first in Hyderabad on a pitch where SRH scored 277 and then MI scored 246, I think it was. But RCB looks like they're getting sucked into quicksand with each game. Just nothing's going right for them.
Yeah, and I think it's a combination of a lot of things because, see, they've got runs from Virat, but their top order, firstly, they haven't played the same top order for a while. They've been inconsistent. Then Maxwell has just fallen off and now he's had issues. I mean, I hope he recovers quickly from whatever issues he's having. Patidar, they moved around the place. They've not kept any consistency. But I'll tell you one thing. All that in batting is one issue. If the best bowler after 8 matches, if your top bowler gets you only 7 wickets, then you're in trouble. Because that means that you're just not getting... Because I'll tell you one thing that's happening, that this tournament is increasingly becoming a wicket-taking tournament if you want to win for bowlers. Because what happens is you can't restrict anymore. With 8 batters coming in and the kind of mood the batters are in, the only way to restrict is to take wickets.
Now, an RCB fan might look at SRH's performance and say, listen, even they're conceding a lot of runs. It's a similar story without the results, of course. What explains that?
I'll just end with a little thing on RCB. They made 262, remember? Chasing. Can they make 262 batting first? They'll win a lot of games. You asked about SRH. Yes, they're conceding runs. On that deck, anybody will concede runs. Which pitch are they playing on today? The 277 pitch. So they will concede runs. But I'd love to see SRH put under scoreboard pressure. If they come out of that scoreboard pressure, be the first. Get me a hat in the post-game show, I'll take it off to them. if they can chase down a big score.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that track, anyone would have bowling problems.
They lost that last game by just one run, a bit of a heartbreak. Virat Kohli.
So can I interrupt just once more? I've picked up this bad habit of stopping people. Just cut me down next time.
Go on.
If you look at the points table again and see net run rates, for the runs that SRH have scored, and it struck me because you mentioned the bowling, for the runs that SRH have scored, where should their net run rate be and where is it?
Much higher. It should be much higher.
Kolkata got one big score. They're living off that one big score because they converted that to a big win, and they're 1.2. Hyderabad have produced one big score after the other. They're still 0.9. That validates the point that you were making, that they're conceding too many. And now I will leave it to Joy for the next 5 minutes.
No, what we will do though is look at RCB's journey in the first half of the season since 2016. Now, 2016 they were runners-up. Virat Kohli had a magnificent season. 2016 looks like it happened a few centuries ago. Look at where they finished since 2018. 6th, 7th, 8th, 7th, 8th. This year in the first 8, they've won just one. Is there a problem with the way the franchise has been run? Is it on-field decisions or is it how they've run things off the field?
See, 21-22 they actually qualified. And last year they had a bad season. 21 and 22 they actually qualified. They were doing decently. It seemed to be a bit of a resurgence because, everyone in RCB is aware that the time is running out in Virat Kohli. They want him to get a championship before he goes. So, he's also increasingly desperate. The thing about it is, in their glory period, when they have AB, Gale, De Villiers, they reached the 216 finals, but they just couldn't convert. And I think that's the situation that you have, that they're so close but no cigar. And I think increasingly what's happening is they've made a lot chopped. If you remember, Ashish Nehra and the entire today current Titans coaching staff is now currently was with RCB. Yeah. Then you had Mike
asked
Hesson.
to go before the contract ended.
Correct. Then you had Mike Hesson. You've had lots of changes. Now Mo Bobat and, the Andy Flower, the entire English brains trust of the English team when they, had all these big scores, they're in charge. So I think that's the thing, that the consistency has to be, it's not just, and here you don't have an owner like a Vijay Mallya anymore. You have a different kind of thing, but the coaching staff seems to be on a revolving door as well.
Now, there's one other factor, which is, there's a very nice interview Mike Hesson did. And he said, most teams try to make, we use the word again, a fortress at home. He said, we have a home ground that everyone else likes to come to play at.
True, very true.
And what can we do about that home ground? Everyone likes to come here because everyone comes here and scores runs. It's very difficult to make that ground into a fortress. And it's a very interesting interview where he talks about why they couldn't get Chahal back.
Yeah, correct.
Because of Chahal was number 65 on the auction list. Yeah. So they were bidding for Hasaranga when unfortunately the auctioneer had collapsed. When they came back, no one was bidding for him anymore. They had Hasaranga. Yeah. So, there are many reasons, but I think there's a point, when they play at home, they don't qualify. If you look down that list, they don't qualify when they play at home. They qualify when they're not playing at home.
Now, when Virat Kohli said, I'm done with captaincy, but I will be with RCB for as long as I can, should they have done with their leadership what CSK have done with Dhoni this year? They moved to a younger captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad. Should they have gone to a younger captain? And maybe, because transition can't be a one-season process. It happens over a period of 2 years or 3 years, right? GT with Hardik is a bit of an exception in that case.
Yeah, look, I think it's a very fair point you make. The point of it is that, and even somebody like CSK, who's such a model franchise, got it wrong once. They didn't get it right for the first time around. And this time around also, the jury is not out on whether it's a complete success or not. It's looking good, but we don't know where and how it will go. The point is very simple, that if you have a situation like that, and you're getting out there, the first thing you need to do is identify that young player who's going to be the head of the franchise. Yeah. Who is that guy? So they had a Rituraj in mind, they had a guy. The thing is, if you look at the history of RCB, mostly captains are batters. Who's the second highest scorer, Indian scorer for RCB after 15 years?
Rahul Dravid.
Rahul Dravid.
800. Yeah. 800 odd runs.
After 7,000.
Yeah.
So that tells you that no Indian other player has emerged for a consistent period of time for them.
I have another theory, and I don't know if it works. Increasingly, T20 is becoming a team of 11 players. The footballization of cricket is now almost complete.
Lovely term.
It is now becoming a team of 11. So you have to have that that centre back, all the centre back does is he prevents the opposite guy from scoring. So you have that withdrawn back, you have people playing for each other. Someone comes in, plays for 15 minutes and makes a change. Everybody has a role to play, and the teams that will win from here on are teams of 11, not a few stars and a team built around the few stars. It will be an ensemble cast that will win IPLs going ahead. Because somebody has to come and bowl 2 overs for 6 and go away. Somebody has to come and get 11 of 3 balls and go away. That is how football is structured. It's the greatest team sport of all. Football and rugby are the greatest team sports. T20 cricket has now become the ultimate team sport, and we have to look at T20 cricket completely differently from how we have looked at Test cricket and one-day cricket. And that is why, my pet peeve, all individual records have to be looked at with a little benign look. Theek hai. Individual records don't count in T20 cricket.
Sum of all parts. Now, what Harsha Bhogle has just said should be the opening bite of a 10-part documentary that Netflix must commission on RCB's journey so far in the last 17 years.
I'm not laying allegations against RCB, but RCB is Kohli, RCB is AB, RCB is Gale, RCB was Ross Taylor before that. Has RCB been Siraj? Has RCB been a bowler? Mumbai Indians is Bumrah. Mumbai Indians been Malinga. You know, so
I mean, one bowler you look at RCB and say that he's there was Chahal, and they couldn't keep him. That's the one bowler you look at and you say that's RCB's bowler.
Extraordinary. His economy rate is 7.5 on that ground.
More to come, more to come.
Bring out the chariots, bring him back.
A lot more to talk about RCB in the days ahead. They've got a few more games to go before they say goodbye to the IPL 2024. What's their playing 11 looking like? This is their batting first 11. No changes. They've gone in with pretty much the same side. So 4 foreign players in Cam Green, Will Jacks, Faf Du Plessis, Lockie Ferguson. Did you expect any changes?
No. And for a simple reason, the only place I'd look at changes is saying that is there an Indian bowler there who can do it better? And they played that one spinner there, Karan Sharma. They probably want to get some overs out of Cameron Green and Lomro as well, if the conditions are right. But that's the point, that this is a team that, I mean, this is the best they have. Whatever other things they've shifted around, they haven't got much there. And I'm glad they're saying, okay, we are the guys, we've got to do it. There's nobody else sitting outside who's going to do it for us. We are the team. And they reached close enough. Come on, they were one run away. One run away from
2 good things happened. I thought Cameron Green bowled a decent spell in the last game. So they can start looking at Cameron Green as a 3 overs bowler maybe. Karan Sharma had a very good game. That's their batting 11. I think they'll bring in a Vijay Kumar Vishak or someone like that.
Who is in their 5. Let's take a look at the Impact 5 as well.
Sub and shore up the bowling and have a 6th bowling option. Because if it is genuinely one of those run fests, then you need that extra bowler to come in. So I suspect that bowler will be, that Impact sub will be Vijay Kumar Vishak.
Unless they lose a lot of wickets, in which case they bring in Anuj Rawat or somebody to
or Prabhu Desai
like they did last time.
Right, one man that was expected to lead the bowling group, unfortunately hasn't delivered. Mohammad Siraj is the man that hasn't delivered. We will talk about him though, but how about we take a look at the SRH bowling 11 first. They will be chasing for a change at home, and in comes Jaydev Unadkat on a track like this. No Washington Sundar.
I mean, if there's one player who'll want an auction next year and who will say, please take me somewhere else. And as I said, there's no allegation against them. He's just not fitted into their plans. But Washington Sundar is one of the 3 or 4 great casualties of the Impact sub. Like Akshar Patel's batting, like Shivam Dube's bowling, like Rinku Singh's batting number. These are all the pitfalls of the Impact sub. So no Washington, so I can understand. In all fairness, last time he bowled, he conceded 36 from 2 overs. So they will want a batting. They'll want a batting.
It will be Travis Head. It will be Travis Head. There they are.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's having a great gig, Travis Head. He's always subbed out. He's having a great gig.
We will talk about him when we go to SRH's chase in the mid-game show. However, for now, since RCB have won the toss and they will, of course, be batting first. But the big trouble, the big pain point for RCB has been their bowling. And we need, from our experts, we need the coolest advice powered by Crompton Air Coolers. Jaldi cooling is what Mohammad Siraj needs now. He was expected to lead the attack, but it just hasn't happened for him. After the World Cup, I think he played 4 test matches at the start of the year, but he's had a poor show. hardly any impact in the power play or the death overs. What does he do?
His rise as a red ball bowler has been so heartening.
Yeah.
Where he gets the ball to swing with the scrambled seam, he brings it back. He's a very good old ball bowler in a test match, but he's become a very good swing bowler. And now these balls have an aversion to swing, because when they come out of their quality control, they go through the swing killer machine. So unless it comes out of the swing killer machine, the ball not allowed to exit. So the ball's not swinging for him, and unfortunately, he's become a straight line bowler as a result. Yeah. It's very interesting. I was doing a pre-match interview with Deepak Chahar the other day. Remember, made his name 8 for 29 on debut as a swing bowler.
Absolutely.
And I said to him, we're doing a Hindi interview, I said, we're talking about swing. And he said, the balls this year are not good enough. And he said, we're not getting good enough balls to choose. And this is, he said it in public, so I'm not telling you information that is in private. Yeah. He said, we get 6 balls to choose from. He said, at least give us 12 to choose from. We'll get one ball. 12.
I remember.
But he said, these balls are not of the quality they were before. They're not swinging. And if you see who is the one bowler who's consistently got it to swing, is the very best. And that's Trent Bolt. So some balls are swinging 4 or 5 overs. He's saying the balls are not swinging. And so I think it's taking away an element of Siraj, but also he's not been in good form. I said all that and came down to the...
Sandeep Sharma's picked up wickets, so can that be the only reason?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Sandeep
but again,
also
Sandeep Sharma it's also clever bowling.
Well.
He's bowling cleverly.
In all fairness, I was trying to mount a defense for Siraj, but the fact is he's not bowling as well as he can.
Right. Let's take a look at his numbers so far. Just 4 wickets, I think, in this season. Last year he was on song. Take a look at those numbers. Last year, 19 wickets, economy of under 8. This year, over 10, strike rate poor as well, average 53, only 5 wickets.
No, absolutely. And only 2 of those are in the power play. So even the wickets he's got late. In fact, in the last match also, he got a wicket in the power play. But it was the 5th over where he was, Swilsalt was flicking the ball and he got caught at square leg. It wasn't a bowler's wicket. It was a wicket where the batter gave it away. 2 things. One of the things is that, exactly what Harsha is saying, that if the ball doesn't swing too much, what happens with somebody like him is he tries to do a lot. And when you try and do a lot up early, the tendency is, what happens when you're playing test match cricket? You need to do something. The batter needs to stay away from, temptation.
Yeah.
Okay. You want him to edge. You want him to go for the shots. The batter has to stay away. Here, in this case, the situation is you don't need to try too much, because the moment you try too much, or you're trying to bowl on both sides, or your length is not that consistent, you're going to go. And the other point is that if you don't have a partner at the other end, Yash Dayal is also just about, they brought him back, he's just got 7 wickets as well. Yeah. So there's no partnership at all. So there's no pressure applied on both ends. So both those are an issue for him.
Yash Dayal has bowled well. Yeah. He swings it the other direction to Trent Bolt. Most left-armers swing it in. He actually swings it away from the right-hander very well. Yeah. I think Yash Dayal has been one of the standout bowlers in the power play.
Siraj, is he going to the World Cup? If yes, how does he press the reset button on his form?
He hopes that the selectors don't look at IPL data.
Should they?
Very tough to look at IPL data with the impact sub. Very difficult to use IPL performances to pick a team with the impact sub. And when there are 10 teams, the quality of bowlers you score against sometimes isn't always world class. Yeah. So it's difficult. It'll give you indicators, but it's very difficult. I mean, if you went by impacts by this year's data, Rinku Singh won't make the 3rd team.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. And I'm very happy that there are 3 very balanced people picking that Indian team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very balanced, with their head in the right place, heart in the right place. I think they will look at IPL data, but I don't think they will be completely swayed. It might be necessary, but not a sufficient condition.
Right. Our viewers have been taking a cue from our experts, and they've offered a few pieces of the coolest advice powered by Crompton Air Coolers, Jaldi Cooling. Let's take a look at 2 of them, 2 lucky winners that get to feature on Cricbuzz Live. Vishal Bansali, Bengaluru should stick to the same team that played the previous match. Just tinker the batting order a bit and let Green bat higher up the order, so that he can get a little more time to adjust to the conditions. Not a bad one. We will talk about that.
They got the first part right already.
Yes, they did. What's the other one? The second winner of this contest, Anuradha Karan. To their bowling department, Siraj should bowl in right lengths and Ferguson should try slower ones. In the power play, a spinner should bowl to get the wicket of Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. Who is that spinner, you might ask? But we will go to the batting order. Now, Rajat Patidar is someone that RCB missed last year. For now, though, I'm sure Siraj will get a lot of help if he listens to what Joy and Harsha said in this Coolest Advice powered by Crompton Air Cooler segment. You guys and girls can also share your advice with us. Make sure you tag Crompton India on X and on Instagram. Right. Rajat Patidar has been a subject of debate. Harsha, last year I remember doing a show where you said he is being missed. This year, they've batted him at 4, 5. They've used him as a floater, but he's scored runs at number 4. What's the right number for him, given that Cam Green is back?
Lock him there. Lock him there. In all fairness, he can bat at 5-2.
Yeah.
Because the Indian batters understand the Indian conditions better. If you have to bat second half, he'll probably be a better bet than Cameron Green.
Yeah.
But rather than say, where can Cameron Green not bat, let's put Patidar there. Say, where can Patidar bat the best? If you find that 4 or 5 in your assessment, and there are some clever people in RCB, don't make fun of them. There are some genuinely clever people there.
Yeah.
If they think 4 or 5 will not make such a difference, then I might go Green for Patidar 5. Because Patidar has the game to switch on and get a 50 in 25 balls.
Yep.
And he is looking, the reason why we all rate Patidar, he's looking like that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. 52 and 50 at number 4. He'd want to bat at 4, right?
He'll want to bat at 4, and now Maxi has gone. I think that's a natural position for him to play, because with Glenn Maxwell not being there, if you're playing that, those two, so they're always going to play Faf, Virat, Will Jacks. And Will Jacks, what he's given them up front, the kind of explosiveness he's given them up front, they cannot afford not to play him there. So 4 is your first natural position. I think he should definitely bat there. And as I said, again, completely agree with Harsha. Find the best place for him and the team, not the best place to adjust where Cameron Green can. You can't. People do this all the time, saying that, okay, this guy can't bat anywhere. Riddhiman Saha can't bat anywhere, so you bat him up front. But sometimes you look at it and wonder whether it's completely the right strategy to go.
It's been 21 minutes on the show and we've hardly mentioned Virat Kohli. We can't have an RCB SRH show without mentioning Virat Kohli. It is sacrilege. Do we talk about Virat or... Okay, let's wait. Let's make you guys and girls wait a little bit. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been a pain point for SRH. He had a terrific season last time, was getting wickets in the power play as well as in the death. But this time, he looks a pale shadow of himself. The numbers will tell you what's happening. Very expensive, not as impactful in the power play. There they are, 7 matches, 4 wickets, an economy of 10 plus.
Overall, right? That's not power play economy.
No, that's tournament.
Yeah, the best way to use Bhuvneshwar Kumar is 3 overs up front and finish at 12, 13.
Yeah.
Because by the time it comes to the end, the ball's not swinging. There is no reverse in this game. And so Bhuvi's weapons are taken away from him. When did Bhuvi work the best? When he was bowling with Bumrah. Bhuvi bowls at the top, Bumrah bowls at the back. They complemented each other. Bhuvi is still, I still think in this side, they must try and bowl Bhuvi out as early as possible and use Natarajan or some and the other at the back end.
Yeah.
But because he's got so much experience, I think if you break down the 10.14 economy, you might find that it's been affected by a lot of very, very expensive back over bowlers and playing on that pitch that...
Road, highway.
As Deepak Chahar said in one of the earlier interviews, I've enjoyed talking to him. He said, sir, मैं बोल रहा हूँ लोगों को 200 का तो pitch दीजिए हमको. At least please give us a 200 pitch. Can you imagine this is someone who's a millionaire is saying, can you please give me 100 rupee note?
What is an acceptable economy in 2024 in T20 cricket?
No, exactly. And that's my point. That if you're going to have a situation where you're batting, reaching 277, 287, you're breaking the IPL records every match. Literally almost every match you're breaking your own record of the highest score, then other teams will bat at you like that.
Yeah.
Because they have to get 80 in the power play, they're chasing. So even when they're losing, they're getting 262. Now where does that 262 shows up? It shows up in the bowler's economy rate, right?
Yeah.
Because those batsmen are also desperate enough. So the question you have to ask yourself though is that while they're getting punished, are they helping their team get across the line or not? And at this point in time, they are so far succeeding. 5 matches, they've managed to, whatever it is, defend their target or get the opposition out like they did against Chennai, where they got him out for 165.
Where does Bhuvneshwar Kumar find himself in his life, in his career? Can it happen to a performer where you're not really looking forward to the biggest stage? Maybe the door is shut on him.
Look, he's a
Could that be
decent guy.
impacting him?
The shadows are lengthening. When you looked at SRH's glory years, they won it once, but they qualified 5 years in a row. The attack was led by Bhuvi. It was all built around Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Today, he's 1 of 5 or 1 of 6. He's not the spirit. He's not the build an attack around Bhuvi anymore. He is I'm there, but I'm there as one of 5. I'm the elderly person in the family. I'm no longer the single bread earner.
Yeah.
So if you look at him as one of 5, then they'll start using him differently. But yeah, the shadows are lengthening as they do for all of us one day.
Lots of reactions have been coming in thick and fast. In fact, a lot of celebrity artists also have been watching Cricbuzz Live. One of them, known to us, known to the Cricbuzz family, was part of Match Party, Hindi film singer, playback singer. Mohammad Irfan, a huge fan of SRH, has had a deep connection with Hyderabad as well. And he has a question for our experts on Abhishek Sharma. Irfan asks, why is he not being considered for the World Cup? He's in great form, giving blazing starts in the power play. Plus, he can bowl an over or two. Can a player not get his maiden call for a World Cup squad? All yours, Joy.
I'm first going to say just delighted to hear from Mohammad Irfan. He was absolutely amazing on the show. And the amount of cricket that he watched was amazing. He was a hardcore. You love him. Hyderabad fan. He had the accent. He had everything. Absolutely. Irfan bhai will be delighted that you listening him.
वही से देख लेना हैदराबाद ये तो मुंडी रात के बात करता है ना.
But yeah, I mean, Harsha, what do you think? Abhishek?
I think he's a great car in a collection of great cars. So there's 5, 6 people to choose from. It's funny that at numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, or if you're the bowler, there's not that many. But who is he competing with? Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Abhishek himself.
Sanju Samson.
There's 5 or 6 people in that log jam. And he loves batting at the top. So at the moment, he's a fabulous franchise player. But if he can keep this going for another 2 years, I think vacancies will come up in 2 years. At the next T20 World Cup, there might be vacancies at the top.
If yes, where does he bat? If not now, then when? Now, these are the two opinions that have come.
Firstly, if yes, where does he bat? He has to open. He is the most effective when he opens. Unfortunately, the Indian situation does not allow him to open. That's the biggest issue, that he's really a power play aggressor. And right now, you already have, if you have Rohit in the team, Virat in the team, all these people, they can only bat at 1, 2 or 3.
Yeah, I met him in a couple of games because I've got a soft corner for young kids who play well, as you know. And I just said, bowling kar rahe ho ki nahi bete? And he said, every day. But if there was no impact sub,
yeah,
he would have bowled 2 overs. And he's a very decent left-arm spin bowler. So can you imagine, we are currently at a stage where our top 6, other than Hardik Pandya, and in time to come, maybe Nitish Reddy, but at the moment, Hardik Pandya, you don't have any overs coming in. So anybody, Sehwag, Yuvraj, Tendulkar, Ganguly, all of them gave you overs. Abhishek can give you 2 overs. I think he's good enough to do that, provided he's ambitious about his bowling too.
The impact sub is fast becoming the most disliked thing about the IPL this year, especially after Rohit spoke up.
Among the connoisseurs, the public is loving it.
Are they?
Because they're getting to see 200 plus scores, they're getting to see big hits. I've got cricket friends on a cricket group that are saying, "Kya matches chal rahe hain yahan?"
But it's like fast food, right? They love it, but it's maybe not good for them in the long run. Or am I sounding like an old man?
The impact sub is not good for the Indian cricket team. Is the impact sub good for the IPL?
I think that's a very fair point.
Is the impact sub good for the Indian cricket team? No. But is the impact sub good for the IPL?
Do you see it going next year?
I see, look, we remember this, that we had this in ODI cricket. Okay?
Yeah.
You had a 12th man. Of course, it was much more restricted. Only one player, super sub. But you had it. And it went. So, it's definitely possible. You've tried a lot of things. And I think they've tried it. And if it's not worked, for me, it's not favored. As I said, it doesn't... If you're creating an ecosystem, because BCCI has 2 responsibilities. To make IPL a very successful and popular tournament and to nurture the Indian cricket team. If this is hurting nurturing the Indian cricket team because you're not getting enough all-rounders, I think they'll look at it very seriously.
What shall never go from Cricbuzz Live is Joy Factor. Do you have an easy one for us today?
Very easy. But it's an interesting one.
Is one of your handles going to answer it? Because we are all convinced. On the day that you're not there, we talk about it. The only person who wins it is all your, you have pseudonyms?
How many handles?
The JJP, the Joy Janta Party, has a lot of members who keep winning this.
Any parties now, I have no electoral bonds. I just want you to know, please.
You don't have a single electoral bond?
Not a single electoral.
What have you achieved in life then?
Exactly. Okay, my question. And this is just a matter of interest because I looked it up. Everyone remembers, McCallum is 158. Which Indian has scored the most runs on debut in tournament history?
In this tournament?
Yeah.
This tournament
As in from 2008 onwards.
onwards, which Indian has scored the highest on debut?
Absolutely. An IPL debut.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised at the answer because I was looking at it and I said, Kalam, fantastic. But who's the Indian who scored most? That's an interesting one.
By the way,
It could be from 2017, right?
It could be from 2015, it could be from 20, it could be from any year.
I've got a piece of news for you. Abhishek Sharma is bowling the first over. So
Just as Akshar Patel came out to bat at number 3, they're saying, "Mujhe chahiye."
Cricbuzz Live is setting the narrative for the IPL, sir. Imagine the power we have. Very quickly, predictions for the first innings before we go.
Look, I'm going with that same pitch. So a road. I saw the pitch report. They talked about most things other than the pitch on the pitch report, which tells me a story because two genuinely good people talked about it. So I'm going 226.
Okay, I had 234, but I'm going to vacate that space because I think
My
it's already
engineering.
taken. Yeah, I'll take 211.
I'll go 247.
Oh, yo. Okay.
Virat Kohli.
They'll win it if they get 247.
Virat Kohli hit 100 against SRH the last time.
If they get 247, they win it.
Okay. Let's go. Enjoy the game. Make sure you join us at the 10 over mark on Cricbuzz Combox. Bye-bye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें